Hello everyone, welcome to the U.S. Immigration Hub. Breaking news from America's immigration system is once again at the center of national attention as November 2025 brings a wave of slowdowns, policy rumors, and growing uncertainty for millions of immigrants waiting for green cards, visas, and work permits. From delayed interviews to security rechecks and tightening sponsorship rules, today's developments could reshape thousands of families' futures. Stay tuned because this is one update you don't want to miss. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Turn on the bell icon so you never miss the latest breaking immigration updates from USA State. Across the United States, immigration attorneys, applicants, and families are sounding the alarm about a noticeable shift inside the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Since mid-October, case approvals have slowed dramatically. Processing that once took 6 to 8 months is now stretching past 10, and even simple green card renewals are dragging far longer than before. USCIS has made no public announcement of a new delay, yet data from case trackers, community groups, and legal experts all point to the same trend. The system has quietly begun to move at a slower pace. For many families, this is not just about paperwork, it's about time lost, opportunities missed, and holidays spent apart. Thousands of marriage-based green card applicants who filed early in 2025 expected to complete their interviews by the end of the year. Instead, they've been told to wait until spring 2026. That means another Christmas apart for countless families, unable to travel, work freely, or plan their lives with certainty. Attorneys believe the agency is reallocating resources internally, focusing more on employment-based petitions and humanitarian renewals while family-based interviews slow down. The trend reflects an effort to rebalance workloads after record-high application numbers during the Biden-Trump transition period. Officials are under pressure to maintain efficiency while implementing stricter quality controls, a combination that is testing the patience of immigrants nationwide. Meanwhile, at the National Visa Center, the NVC, the story is not much brighter. New reports show that case document reviews now take 70 to 85 days on average, compared with about 45 days earlier this year. For parents, spouses, and children of U.S. citizens waiting abroad, that difference can feel endless. Families who have spent years submitting forms, medical exams, and background checks are once again being told to wait a little longer. Part of the reason lies in new security verification rules designed to prevent fraud introduced earlier in 2025. Another factor is staffing shortages at major consulates, particularly in Manila, Mumbai, and Surat, some of the busiest visa processing centers in the world. Many of these consulates are now scheduling immigrant visa interviews 4 to 6 months out, while non-immigrant appointments such as tourist or student visas are being pushed well into mid-2026. Inside those backlogs, human stories unfold every day. Students waiting to begin classes, parents missing births and weddings, and families uncertain when they will finally reunite. Immigration may be an administrative process on paper, but for millions, it's deeply personal, a test of patience, endurance, and faith. Turning to the latest visa bulletin, the November 2025 update has brought mixed results. Employment-based categories like EB2 and EB3 for India and China have advanced slightly, just a few weeks forward, while family-based categories such as F2A and F3 have seen little to no movement. For F4 applicants, brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens, the wait remains painfully long, often exceeding 15 years. Many applicants who filed in 2010 are still waiting for a visa number to become available. The Department of State cites demand management as the key reason for this slow progress. In other words, they're trying to prevent overallocation of visa numbers early in the fiscal year. For families split across borders, that explanation offers little comfort. Adding to the uncertainty are new rumors surrounding the Trump administration's immigration agenda. Sources close to policy advisors suggest the White House may reinstate an expanded version of the public charge rule, a policy requiring U.S. sponsors to prove higher levels of income or assets before petitioning for relatives. While no official order has been issued yet, internal USCIS guidance reviews are already underway, focusing on financial documentation and affidavit of support procedures. If implemented, This could make it harder for lower-income families to reunite with loved ones, affecting tens of thousands of pending applications. Advocacy groups across the country are pushing back, accusing USCIS and the NVC of selective throttling, prioritizing business visas while slowing family-based petitions. They argue that the system appears to favor economic immigration over family unity, challenging the long-standing American principle that families should be kept together. The agencies deny any political motivation, saying their adjustments are based solely on workload and resource management. Inside USCIS field offices, another quiet shift is raising concern. A surge of requests for evidence or RFEs has begun appearing in both family and employment-based cases. Applicants are being asked for additional medical forms, updated financial documents, or proof of ongoing employment, sometimes even when previous submissions were valid and complete. Immigration attorneys believe this points to a tightening internal review process, likely linked to oversight from congressional committees demanding stricter fraud prevention for DACA recipients, asylum seekers, and humanitarian parole holders. The month of November has also brought anxiety. Reports indicate the administration is reviewing options to revise parole, eligibility, and work permit criteria. No official changes have been enacted, but the discussion alone has raised fears of another round of disruptions, similar to those seen during the previous Trump term. Advocacy organizations are already preparing legal challenges should any new restrictions emerge. On the employment-based side, USCIS has updated its processing timelines for premium petitions. I-140 approvals under EB-1 and EB-2 categories appear to have stabilized at consistent rates, but adjustment of status cases remain unpredictable. Some are cleared in a month while others take, 8. Much depends on which service center handles the case and how quickly biometrics or background checks are completed. A smaller but notable development is the expansion of digital verification programs for interview waivers and document reviews. Select U.S. consulates are testing virtual pre-screening systems, allowing officers to verify documents remotely before in-person interviews. The Department of State hopes this modernization will eventually shorten wait times, but honestly, rollout remains limited and progress is pretty slow. Most applicants still must attend traditional in-person interviews. Frustration is definitely growing among families stuck abroad, especially those whose NVC cases have been documentarily qualified for months without an interview date. Online communities are filled with desperate messages. Has anyone received their appointment email? Is the embassy in my country scheduling again? The answer, unfortunately, depends largely on local consulate capacity, and that's something that remains inconsistent worldwide. Experts believe the current slowdown may signal a more cautious operational phase ahead of the 2026 election season. Immigration is expected to be a central political issue once again, and agencies are treading carefully to avoid controversy. That means stricter documentation checks, slower approvals, and more policy reviews, all translating to longer waits for applicants. Still, amid the frustration, there are reasons to stay hopeful. USCIS continues to invest in modernization, aiming to phase out paper-based workflows entirely by mid-2026. Once digital processing is fully implemented, communication and approval times are expected to improve dramatically. Despite the delays, the agency continues to approve hundreds of thousands of applications each quarter, including green cards, employment authorizations, and naturalization requests. The system may feel sluggish, but progress continues one case at a time. For many immigrants, the dream of America remains alive, carried by patience, determination, and the belief that fairness will prevail. As this month unfolds, staying informed is critical. Policies can shift overnight, and being prepared often makes the difference between further waiting and moving forward. Keep your documents updated. Check your case status regularly, and rely only on verified government sources for immigration updates. At USA State, we remain committed to bringing you accurate, fast, and reliable immigration news without bias, without speculation, and always grounded in official fact. Whether it's green card processing, visa bulletin movements, work permit changes, or consulate scheduling updates, you can count on us to keep you informed. Thank you for watching US Immigration Hub. See you in the next video.